మీకు స్క్రీన్ షేర్ అవుతుందా చూడండి. స్క్రీన్ షేర్ అవుతుంది కదా?
అవుతాను సార్.
ఏం కనిపిస్తుంది ఇప్పుడు?
జీరో రేటెడ్ సప్లైస్ అండ్ ఇన్ జిఎస్టీ ఉంది సార్.
ఎస్, వెరీ గుడ్. Good morning, students, and good afternoon, good morning. Welcome to the GST and CA class. In this class, we try to learn about the zero rated supplies in GST. What is zero rated supplies, and what was the treatment of zero rated supplies under GST, and what are the similar concepts, and what are the procedures to be followed for zero rated supplies under GST. All these things we try to learn in this class. So let us start the class. In any economy, the government tries to increase its exports as much as possible. This helps the government in maintaining the country's economic growth, employment, and balance of payments. To boost exports, the government provides certain reliefs and benefits to business houses. One such relief provided under the GST regime is called zero rated supplies in GST. In every country, exports, the governments will try to export more and more products. So the exports will make the country to develop more and more. The employment opportunities will become more, and balance of payments position will be favorable for the government if any country exports more and more. So for that purpose, every government will try to give some sort of tax reliefs and benefits to the exporters. Therefore, after enactment of GST, one such relief is given by the Indian government under zero rated supplies. Any supplies, what do you mean by zero rated supplies? Any supplies made by a registered dealer as an exports, both goods or services, are supplied to and such qualifies for zero rated supplies in GST. So to be eligible for zero rated supplies, to get the relief or benefits under this zero rated supplies, one should export goods or services, or should supply goods to the sedge and sedge developers. The rate of tax on such supplies is zero. The rate of tax on such supplies is zero, or we can say that the supplies are tax free. So zero rated supplies means tax free supplies. This applies to a developer of an SEZ is also covered under zero rated supplies in GST, as no tax is levied on these supplies as well. So not only on exports, but also goods or services supplied to such or such developers will also come under this particular scheme. There are certain supplies on which there is no incidence of GST. So incidence of GST will not be there under this system. It is important to understand the underlying difference among all such supply criterions. There are four different concepts which are similar in nature. Slight modification is there. So let us know the differences between these four concepts. What are those concepts? Four concepts. These are the four concepts: nil rated supplies, non-taxable supplies, exempt supplies, zero rated supplies. These are the four supplies which are just, it seems to be similar words, but there is a slight difference in the procedure followed by these four aspects. So as far as meaning is concerned, nil rated supplies means goods and services on which 0% GST is applicable. Nil rated supplies means goods and services on which the GST is 0%. They are under GST, but the GST rate is 0%. They are known as nil rated supplies. Next, non-taxable supplies means goods and services on which GST is not levied at all. On these goods and services, GST will not be levied. They are known as non-taxable supplies. Next, exempt supplies means supplies which are exempt from payment of GST. The GST payment is exempted on these supplies. They are known as exempt supplies. And zero rated supplies means, which we are now studying, goods or services which are exported or supplied to SEZ. So the exports and goods supplied to the SEZ will come under this particular category, that is zero rated supplies. Okay, so this is the difference between these four concepts as far as the meaning is concerned. Next, input credit availability. What about input credit availability? Whether the input credit availability is made to the all four categories or not. For first category, for nil rated supplies, input credit is not available. You see the first column. For nil rated supplies, input credit is not available. Next, for second aspect, non-taxable supplies, not available. Input tax credit, not available. That means they cannot claim the input tax credit. Next, exempt supplies, they cannot claim input tax credit. So for these three, input tax availability is not applicable, or they cannot claim the input tax credit. But as far as zero rated supplies are concerned, it is available. Input tax credit is available to the zero rated supplies. Next, GST applicability. Applicability of GST is concerned. For nil rated supplies, they fall within the GST ambit. That means they are under the purview of GST, nil rated supplies. Non-taxable supplies does not fall within the GST ambit, but that means GST Act is not applicable for these non-taxable supplies. And third one is the exempt supplies. For exempt supplies, falls within GST ambit. That means these exempt supplies will be under the purview of GST only, but they are exempted. Next, zero rated supplies falls within GST ambit. That means except second non-taxable supplies, all these three will fall under the ambit of GST. Okay. Next example. As far as the nil rated supplies example is concerned, hotel accommodation with tariff below 1000 rupees is example. That means in hotel, suppose if you go to any hotel, if you hire a room, the rent of the room is below 1000 rupees, you need not pay GST. You need not pay GST. But if the rent is above 1000 rupees, you have to pay GST. That's how the nil rated supplies example. In the same hotel, you will find luxury rooms or suite rooms which are more than 1000 rupees. For that, they will charge GST apart from rent. Next, non-taxable supplies, supply of alcohol for human consumption. So non-taxable supplies means they are not under the purview of GST. So that the example is the alcohol for human consumption or petroleum products. These are not under the purview of GST. Okay. Next, exempt supplies. Exempt supplies means inward supplies from unregistered dealer. Inward supplies from unregistered dealer. Suppose if any trader buy goods from unregistered dealer, then they will not pay any GST because they are not eligible to collect GST. And as far as zero rated supplies concerned, export of shoes to South Africa or any country. Export means selling goods to other countries or selling services or supplying goods or services to other than India. Other than India. Okay, they are known as exports. So exports will come under the zero rated supplies, and supplies made to the sedge and sedge developers will also be considered as a zero rated supplies. This is the small differences between these four concepts. These four are seems to be similar: nil rated supplies, non-taxable supplies, exempt supplies, zero rated supplies. But there is a slight difference between these four concepts. Now, zero rated supplies, there is a refund clause. Whatever the tax paid by the zero rated supplies, that tax will be refunded by the government. Okay, how this refund will be made? The suppliers making zero rated supplies are entitled to claim refunds. Whatever the tax paid by them, they can claim for refund. The refunds are for the input tax paid on the goods and services which are used for such zero rated supplies. This refund is applicable both to the output GST and input tax for claiming input tax credit. For both output tax and input tax, these zero rated supplies are eligible for getting a refund. For example, an exporter supplies shoes to Dubai and uses soles in the production of such shoes. So generally, the shoes manufacturer, one of the shoes manufacturer, he manufacture the shoes and export these shoes to the Dubai or some other country. So for preparation of shoes, he will use sole or any other material. This material may be purchased from other persons or other traders. So whatever the tax paid while purchasing the sole, that tax can be refunded by the government if he claims refund, the government will refund the tax. So the exporter has an option of claiming input tax credit of GST paid on the purchase of soles. So he can claim refund of the tax from the government. But there are two options. There are two options available with a dealer to claim refund. There are two options available with a dealer to claim refund. There are two options. He can choose any option, any one of the options. What are those options? The options are: number one, the dealer can export under bond or LUT, that is the letter of undertaking, and claim a refund of the accumulated input credit of tax. So first, you can export the goods without paying any output tax and claim refund of input tax. That's one option. And the second option is the dealer can pay IGST while making the supplies and claim refund of the same. And he can export the goods and services to the other country, and he can pay IGST because on the exports will attract the IGST, that is integrated goods and service tax. Therefore, he pay the IGST and claim for refund of the IGST as well as input tax credit. Out of these two options, he can choose any option. The first option is don't pay output tax, claim input tax. But while exporting, you have to export by giving bond or letter of undertaking. Second option is you export and pay IGST, and you can claim for the refund of IGST and input tax credit. Out of these two options, you can choose one option. Therefore, the dealers are provided with a flexibility to choose between any two options as per their convenience. As per their convenience, they can choose one of the options under this particular thing. Okay. Next, refund procedure for exports of goods. What is the procedure for refund of tax by the exporters of goods? So there may be export of goods or there may be export of services. So as far as goods are concerned, what is the refund procedure? What procedure the exporter has to follow for getting refund of the taxes from the government? Under GST law, the process of claiming refund has been made easy for the export dealers. So under GST, the refund claims, the claiming for refund is so easy and it is not so difficult because the process has been set as a liberal or is easy process. For zero rated supplies, there is no need to file refund application separately. So for exports, as far as exports are concerned, for zero rated supplies means export. For zero rated supplies, you need not file separate application for refund of taxes. So this refund application is GST refund 01. GST RFD 01 application. You need not submit separately. Then what to do? The shipping bill filed by the exporter is a refund claim in itself. So generally the exports will be done through shipping, through ships only. So while sending goods through ships, the shipping bill will be prepared by the ship authorities, and that shipping bill itself will act as a refund claim. If you book your goods in the ship or uh, while transporting, while booking your goods in the ship, that shipping, they will provide you the shipping bill. So that shipping bill itself, it will act as a refund claim. Okay, the law specifies that shipping bill is to be considered as a refund claim on satisfying the following two conditions. But they have to satisfy two conditions. If their shipping bill is to be considered as the refund claim, they have to fulfill two conditions. What are those conditions? Number one condition to be fulfilled by the exporter is a person carrying the export goods. The person carrying the export goods should file an export manifest. So the person carrying, that means the ship owner who is carrying the goods to some other country, he has to file an export manifest. He has to file an export manifest. That is a compulsory condition. Next, second condition is an applicant should have filed. The applicant, that means the exporter, the owner of the goods, should file the returns GSTR 3 or GSTR 3B appropriately. So the exporter should file returns. Unless he files returns, he cannot claim or satisfy the refund claim. Once the above two documents are filed appropriately, so if the above two documents are uploaded or documents are filed appropriately, the refund is processed by the department. The department will process the refund claim. Next, what is the procedure for refund of export of services? As far as the export of services and supplies to SEZ is concerned, the procedure is the option to pay IGST and claim a refund is always available. In this case, the refund claim has to be filed in Form GST RFD 1. Okay, so while exporting services or while supplying services, goods and services to the SEZ, they can pay the IGST and claim refund in the form GST RFD 01. This option is always available to the exporters of services and suppliers to SEDGE. For exporters of services, the following are required to be filed along with the refund claim. So, some attachments, some information is to be provided by the exporters of services along with the refund claim. So, along with the refund application or along with the refund form, certain additional forms are to be submitted. What are they? Number one, statement containing number and date of invoices. Statement containing number and date of invoice. So they have to issue invoice. This invoice should contain the number and date. That is to be enclosed with the refund claim. And the second enclosure is bank realization certificate, or foreign inward remittance certificates. That means the bank could give certification that the amount, whatever the amount of services supplied is realized from the importer. So that certification needs to be enclosed. So the supplier of goods or services to an SEDGE are required to file the following along with the refund claim. So as per as the suppliers of goods and services to SEDGE, those who are supplying goods or services to SEDGE or special economic zones, they are required to file the following along with refund claim. So
సార్ ఎవరు లేరు కదా సార్?
అంత ఏం నెట్వర్క్ ప్రాబ్లం ఉన్నట్లుంది, అంత కట్ అయిపోయినారు. సర్లే కానీ ఏం చేస్తాం, రికార్డ్ చేస్తున్నాను, ఇది వీడియో కంప్లీట్ చేసేద్దాం. ఓకే, నేను ఇది వీడియో మళ్ళీ మీకు వాట్సాప్ గ్రూప్ లో షేర్ చేస్తానులే నాన్న రవిశేఖర్. ఏముంది, ఇదే మనకు వర్షం పడితేగిన ఈ లైన్స్ సరిగా ఉండవు, నెట్ సర్వీస్ లైన్స్ కట్ అయిపోతాయి లైన్స్ పాపం. Okay.
Okay, sir.
The supplies of goods or services to and SEDGE are required to file the following along with the refund claims. So, the supplier SEDGE, the suppliers of goods and services to SEDGE, they are required to submit the following forms along with the refund claims. One is statement containing number and date of invoices. A statement is to be prepared wherein the number of invoice and the date of invoice is mentioned. That means during a particular period they might have supplied several goods or services to the several SEDGEs. So all these things are to be prepared in a statement. Next, number two, proof of receipt of goods or services which is authorized by the specified officer of SEDGE. So proof of receipt of goods, that goods or services, that means a proof is to be enclosed whether the goods are received or not, whether the services are received or not. This is to be authorized by the SEDGE officers. Number three, details of payment made, how the payments was made, in what on which date payment was made, in what form the payment was made, and all these things, details of payments made is also to be submitted. Number four, the declaration that the SEDGE or developer of SEDGE has not claimed the input tax credit of the taxes paid by the supplier. That means the supplier of the goods or services to SEDGE has to declare that the input tax credit has not claimed. Input tax credit has not claimed by the suppliers. So these are the 4 enclosures to be made by the sedge suppliers along with their refund claim. So after claiming the refund, in case of exports as well as in case of the supplies made to the sedge or sedge developers, there is a provisional refund option. That means after claiming the refund, the government will verify the refund application and they have fulfilled the procedure and all enclosures submitted by the zero rated supplier, then they will refund the tax paid by the suppliers. Therefore, the exporters and the suppliers of sedge are entitled to a 90% refund on a provisional basis. So, if the refund claim of the supplier is good, then he is eligible for getting refund up to 90%. Up to 90% of the taxes paid by the supplier will be refunded by the government. Provisional refund is granted within 7 days of the refund claim. So the time taken to refund the claim, the good claim. Good claim means the claim which fulfill all the formalities established by the law. That means he has applied in the right form, he has given all the information, he has enclosed each and everything, and in all aspects the claim of the supplier is good, then within 7 days he will get refund. Within 7 days. How he will get? The amount of provisional refund is credited directly to the claimant's bank account. The government will directly credit the refund amount in the account of the claimant. That means who claim the refund, who claim for refund. So customer credit within 7 days from the claiming of the refund, and 90% of the refund amount will be reimbursed or refunded by the government directly into the account of the supplier. There is a condition attached to provisional refund, but there is a condition. If the claim without any lapses, he will get 90% refund within 7 days. But there are conditions. There are certain conditions. So what are those conditions? the provisional refund is not granted. The provisional refund is not granted if the applicant has been prosecuted for any offense. That means he has prosecuted in the earlier period under the GST law, as per GST law, or earlier law, whatever the law may be, earlier law within past 5 years. That means during last 5 years he would not have been prosecuted under GST law or previous law, earlier law. If he has prosecuted, then his provisional refund amount will not be refunded. His tax amount will not be refunded if he is prosecuted by the GST authorities during last 5 years. And the amount of tax evasion, the amount of tax evaded in such prosecution shall be more than 2.5 crores. It is rupees 250 lakhs. Rupees 250 lakhs, that is 2.5 crores. If it is 2.5 crores, that means the tax evaded or tax not paid by the supplier in the last 5 years, which was prosecuted by the GST law officers or other earlier law officers, then he will not be refunded. His provisional refunding will not be done unless he is free from prosecution in the earlier period. His provisional refund amount may not be refunded by the government. Okay, so this is all about the zero rated supplies under GST. So under zero rated supplies, the goods and services are considered as a zero rated supplies when the goods or services are exported to the other countries, or goods or services supplied to the sedge or sedge developers. Goods supplied to the sedge developers. So these are the three supplies which are considered under the zero rated supplies under GST. So they have to follow the procedure adopted by the GST law. They have to submit proper documents for refunding of whatever the tax paid by them. So they have to fulfill all the formalities as per the law. They should claim the refund. Claim can be made by the zero rated suppliers if their refund claim is good in all aspects, and if he has not prosecuted under GST law or earlier laws, and he has not evaded tax for more than 2.5 crores. In that case, his refundable amount or refundable tax, provisional refund of tax will be made to the claimant directly to his bank account, directly to his bank account within 7 days. Within 7 days, the tax paid by the tax paid by the zero rated suppliers, the tax paid by the zero rated suppliers will be 90% of the tax will be refunded within 7 days by the government into his account, his bank account, into his bank account. If the claimant, if the claimant has prosecuted under GST law during last 5 years and he has evaded tax for more than 2.5 crores rupees, in that case his refund will not be made. His refund application will not be processed by the GST authorities. Therefore, the trader should be very careful while claiming zero rated supplies for claiming refund of taxes under zero rated supplies. If they should not involved in the prosecution or they should not involved in the offenses made under the GST law. Okay, so this is all about the zero rated supplies under GST law. Okay, so this video have been recording this video. This video will be uploaded to the YouTube and it will be uh, posted, or the link of this video will be shared to you through WhatsApp group. Okay, thank you very much, and please post the numbers, your roll number, and exit from the meeting. Okay.